You're listening to the Next Team podcast. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Next Team podcast. We're doing football today, and I'm joined by our usual cricketing minds. But today we have Yash and Tarun joining us for football. And we are pleased to bring you an episode what has been a better part of a week or 2 weeks. I'm not sure actually. Yeah, but anyway, we hope to give you more regular content. But we'll see if time permits, lah. Okay. Anyway, let's.
We realize we say that every episode.
Yeah, we do.
We really
but
are trying our best, lah. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, worst would be if we don't upload for a month or so. But hopefully it doesn't come to that. Yeah. All right. So the reason three of us are here today is actually to kickstart our big debate series once again. And the topic we feel is relevant for the current Premier League table would be the top four race. And end of the day, we want to talk about the fourth spot. Maybe the third spot also. We'll come to that soon. But so who's going to finish third and fourth? I think that will be our topic of discussion for today. And before we get into it, Tarun has a few messages for us. Tarun, take it away.
So guys, as usual, if you're listening to this, if you're watching this, we really appreciate all your support. If you haven't done so already, please do check us out on Instagram. Follow us there for all our latest updates. We are there at the Next Team SG. And also check us out on TikTok. We are also there at the Next Team SG. And that's where we'll be posting highlights of our videos and snippets, best moments, etc. And if you're watching this on YouTube or Spotify, just remember that we are on both these places. Please do follow us, subscribe to us at both these platforms. We are on both platforms as the Next Team podcast. All our links will be in our descriptions. And also, one very important thing, we still have our FPL going. It's still not too late, guys.
It's never too late. It's never too late, even until the last day of the season.
Exactly. There's plenty of double game weeks coming up. Anything can happen. So please do join us and stand a chance to win a mystery prize at the end of the season.
Yeah, I think the mystery still hasn't been solved yet, but yeah, we'll come to that.
Yes, we will solve it soon.
We'll solve it, yes. All right. Thanks, Tarun. Okay, let's then get into the topic of discussion, shall we? So anyone can.
I think before we begin, I just wanted to say one thing is that there's going to be a bit of bias here, because you and me are both talking about a team which is fighting for the fourth. So Tarun, you're the neutral guy here.
I will try my best, but I have one team that I have a strong favorite for as well.
I think.
you want to go first then, maybe?
I mean, at this point, I think probably all three of us are thinking of the same favorite. But let the neutral start it off. Yeah.
Oh, me. Okay. Yeah, I'm the neutral. I think fourth spot is going to Arsenal. We're going to relive the old days. And I mean, it seems like a pretty strong finish to the season for Arsenal now. With everyone else has 10, 11 games left. Arsenal are the only team that have like 13 games left, I think.
Yeah.
And they have 3 games more than United, and they're 1 point ahead.
Yeah, it's a tragedy, honestly.
Yeah, but just to add on that, we do have some big games coming up, which are those which we have postponed, and those are basically Liverpool, Chelsea, and I think Spurs away. Yeah, Spurs and Chelsea is away, Liverpool is at home.
Yeah, okay.
Those are our games are basically.
Yeah, those are big games, yes. But one big advantage you guys have is the fact that you guys don't have a European competition going on. Yeah. All the other teams who are fighting for that same spot, even United, Spurs.
Spurs don't have, right? I think Spurs got knocked out.
Did they?
Yeah,
Conference
Spurs,
League.
I'm pretty sure Spurs don't.
Okay, so Spurs are your nearest competitors. Yeah, to my surprise.
And United won soon, so.
Tarun, wait for it to happen. You guys just lost against Inter yesterday. You guys got away with it.
We still qualified.
You guys got away with it. Daylight robbery. But okay, anyway.
That's not what we're here to discuss.
Yes. All right.
Coming back to the topic, for me, the main thing is that Arsenal are having a decent run of form now. And it wouldn't be that hard for them to carry this through. And second point, United also have some tricky fixtures left before the end of the season in the last 10 games. And
they're playing Liverpool soon, right?
You still have to play Spurs. Spurs is your next game. You still have Leicester, if they are considered a challenge, I guess. You still have Arsenal. That is probably the
Yeah.
most
That's
important
our
fixture left.
that's our Champions
And you
League
still
six
have
pointer.
Chelsea.
Yeah.
And you still have Chelsea left to play. So
I mean, we
I
have
would
Liverpool
argue
to play.
that,
Just saying, we haven't faced you guys a second time.
oh my
so.
god, yes, the Liverpool match as well.
The Liverpool game
but I
is
would
but
argue
That's at Anfield, right? It's at Anfield, I think.
yes.
And then
Anfield.
sorry, like United, no chance, lah. Anfield.
yeah, I mean, I think if you win it from here, it's probably. I mean, if United get Champions League, is likely because we win the Champions League. I will still hang on to the hope until it's mathematically impossible. Right now, I mean, it's not looking that bad. Atletico against
When
Atletico,
you guys have the away goal.
there's no away goal rules
No,
anymore.
there's no away goals.
Oh, there's no
Yeah.
more away goals.
There is no
Oh, wow.
away goal. Yeah, I mean, if you
Okay,
ask me,
that's a
if you
shame.
ask me, I preferred it. The Premier. I mean, I think there was more drama when there was away goals. It made it had a lot a goal at the opponent's stadium had a lot more weight to it. And yeah, I think it was more enjoyable for the fan. Probably not as enjoyable
Where
for
was
the
this
players.
rule, man? A few years back when we were in the Champions League. we beat Bayern on, like, we went to Bayern, we beat Bayern 2-0, but we lost because Bayern scored one goal more than us away.
Yeah, I know. I
I,
think
can't remember what season, but I remember
I
the
think
Champions League season.
I think I remember this was I
Yeah.
remember that those two matches, yeah. But yeah, I mean, Arsenal are best placed. They're playing amazing football. I watched the Watford game. At least I was watching the first two goals live. So I mean, what little I saw from Arsenal playing, I think they showed a lot of promise. The first goal itself was very, very nicely worked. Thought Odegaard, Lacazette, the link-up play was very, very nice. And
It was Saka.
Oh, Saka, sorry, my bad. Apologies. Anyway, yeah, but the link-up play, but mainly I think that for the first goal, Odegaard was instrumental with his back heel, and yeah, I think it was a neat finish in the air. Odegaard started it and finished it off by himself, and then Watford came back, and you guys managed to show some character. By the way, the Watford goal was another amazing goal, an overhead kick. Fantastic, probably.
For Hernandez, I think.
Yeah, probably one of the goals of the season, I would say. Like we don't see a bicycle.
I was when that goal was scored. The commentator was saying it was very reminiscent of Rooney's goal, the overhead kick. I can't remember against who was it.
City, who else?
City, right?
Yes, a long time back. I think 2012.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, it's been a very long time.
2010,
11,
I think.
I think.
10,
Oh,
11
2010.
season. I think 10, 11 season, if I'm not wrong. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's always good to relive the good old times. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, back-
Anyway, yeah,
back
but
when
Arsenal are
United
really.
City was a match that United fans look forward to.
Actually, it wasn't even not even. I mean, okay, I count United very soon, but anyway, for Arsenal, I think Arteta has something really good going on there. I was talking with Yash the other day. When they made the signings that they did at the start of the season, they were getting the most abuse and flack from everyone. And right now, I mean, it is a young team. It is a big risk to take, and especially given Arteta's CV, which is not very long. Let's be honest. Apart from Pep, I mean, Pep is his biggest fan. No one else is really backing him to succeed at Arsenal. So, I mean, the fact that the young guys are coming through this quickly, especially I think some of the key standout players for me, Ramsdale. I mean, Ramsdale didn't have a great game against Watford.
That was one of his off games.
But one of his off games. But I mean, overall, if I look at the season, and I don't think he's going to do too much wrong unless he has a terrible sudden terrible dip in form. But Ramsdale is one. Saka is suddenly stepping up. I mean, he was always a good player, yes, but I think this season he's really stepped up his numbers, especially. He's able to contribute both goals and assists. Smith Rowe also. I saw some stat. I think I forgot exactly what it was, but I think they were compared to Ronaldo's this season stat. I think they were doing better, if I'm not wrong. Something along those lines. I don't exactly recall what stat it was. It was to do with goals and assists, if I'm not wrong. Yeah.
I mean, another thing is that about Smith Rowe is most of his appearances have been off the bench, actually. A lot of goals he scored is all
a lot
off
of
the
cameos.
Yeah, a lot of cameos.
A lot of cameos coming off the bench. So you guys have surprisingly Ben White, as Yash would say, might be a better signing than Varane. Because I think honestly Varane isn't playing badly per se. It's just he doesn't have a very good partner at this point. Lindelof is inconsistent. Maguire is Maguire is Maguire lah. I'll just leave it at that.
50 million, bro. Leicester must be laughing.
Don't remind me, bro. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, but Arsenal have
And
a
Varane
great
has
have a
also
great
struggled with
sorry?
injuries a bit right, this season.
Yeah, Varane.
Yeah, Varane. Okay, but even when he's fit, he does play well. I can't really say he plays badly. I just feel like he needs a solid centre back partner for him to show his full potential. Because typically we haven't conceded that many goals when he plays. I would say like comparatively. So
Mm.
yeah, but coming back to Arsenal, yeah, you guys have a very good structure system going on. I think the things are looking really positive for you guys. If you guys bottle the top four from here, I think you all should get Arteta sacked. Honestly, I'm not even kidding. It is. I mean, at this point, you guys can even catch Chelsea. Honestly, like it is a realistic
Yeah, I
possibility.
mean,
You guys are facing
we
Chelsea
if,
in a
if we win,
couple of
yeah,
weeks.
exactly. Chelsea
Yeah.
are, I think, one game ahead of us. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
on 53 points and we're on 48. So if we win the game in hand, we're basically what? Just 2 points behind Chelsea.
Yeah,
And we get
definitely.
to face them also.
For me, I think the day which I saw Arteta, or rather where I actually saw that he was a good manager, was against City. I would say the game you guys lost 2-1, where you guys completely outplayed
Yeah.
City. I mean, you guys lost. Don't get me wrong, but I think in terms of just the
We
performance
outplayed them,
itself,
definitely.
you guys were better than them in all areas of the pitch, and not many teams have managed to do that against City. As I mean, we saw last week
Definitely.
with yeah, my team going at it, trying their best. Not really, but yeah.
No, not really.
Not really. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I really think you guys have something good going on. I think you guys need to find a way to win the big matches, get over the line somehow. You guys always tend to bottle the big matches. I think that's been like a thing even
Achilles heel,
under
basically.
even under Wenger.
Yeah.
I think it has just carried over, but this is a
It's
young.
usually the away games. The home games at least we're able to compete, but the away games
Yeah.
we used to get quite blown away, especially under Wenger's era.
Yeah, you
But I
guys like
think
make some
lately it's
careless
been-
mistakes. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think now it's been changing quite a bit. Like the team looks more solid.
Mm.
Everyone seems a lot united, which is like Arteta has really changed the culture. You know, like 3 games in, everyone is talking. You know, Arsenal, oh, they're gonna get sacked and everything. Not sacked, I mean like relegated.
Yeah.
And now like
I mean, after Brentford was amazing. The Brentford defeat was like, you guys are going to get relegated tomorrow. That's the way the fans, the press were ripping into you guys. So I mean, he's really come good. He really has come good.
Sorry, you're saying Tarun?
I remember seeing a stat at the start of the season that Arsenal was statistically worse than Derby in their that season.
Yeah.
Come a long way since then.
A long time back, yeah. I mean, I feel that over the season, like the club has just gotten a lot stronger. Like I think a couple of signings which we made, I think especially Tomiyasu, like we bought Odegaard and Tomiyasu after the season started. And although Odegaard, honestly, I'll admit it, I was very skeptical about him because on loan he didn't have the best of loans for 6 months with us. But yeah, this season he suddenly stepped up. Like Arteta has just somehow managed to raise the levels of all the youngsters to a different level. And I mean, they are our core generation now, you know. And the thing about Arteta is he's going to have a lot of headaches because you have Smith Rowe, Odegaard, Saka, and Martinelli all playing in the same position. So, and all of them are in great form this season. So it's a good headache to have, but it kind of scares me sometimes because if one player doesn't get enough game time, what if he wants to leave and stuff? Because with the World Cup around the corner and stuff, like you know how Rashford now wants to leave, I heard, because he's not getting games.
I mean, I'm not too fussed about Rashford leaving. Honestly, he's too inconsistent for me. Like there isn't a player right now who I can safely say that without him the team will crumble. You know, like that's the thing about United right now. So I can't. I mean, honestly, seeing him go, I don't know if it's all that bad. You know, like yeah.
But for us, the thing is that these players are our core players now. You know, our future is
you guys.
built
For
on
you guys,
these
the next
players.
10 years is basically this group of players and how they take
Is this
forward the culture.
group-
This could be
exactly.
this could be Ferguson-esque, or it could just end like in 1 or 2 years, like how it did for Ole. So
yeah, I mean honestly, like this season, the main thing is if we are able to get a Champions League football, we'll be able to attract big players, which we need. Like we just need maybe 2 quality players, and our squad is pretty solid. That's my honest opinion. We need a striker who will score goals. Like I love Lacazette, don't get me wrong. He contributes well on the pitch, but in terms of goal scoring, he's been pretty trash.
Yeah,
Like, not
definitely. I
gonna
think you
lie.
guys you need to find a replacement for Auba. I think Auba is was a world class player in your
Yeah,
ranks.
Yep.
Of course,
definitely.
he fell out with Arteta, but I think you guys definitely do need a maybe
I
someone
mean, to
like
be honest, if
Isak.
you
You guys were linked with it. You
yeah,
guys are
it's
linked with
not
Isak, right?
someone who will work hard and someone who will score goals as well.
Yeah.
And from the way I'm looking at it, Arteta only wants players who are probably lower than like not lower, like in age wise at least, like less young, around like 23 or something.
Hmm.
Like you look at the profile, he's always looking at players like it's always Isak or like who are willing to Vlahovic in the January. Obviously, he went to Juventus, but
Yeah.
yeah.
That's quite funny.
I mean, there's rumors that a lot of Arsenal fans being optimistic that little Martin Odegaard might rule Erling Haaland to the Emirates.
If that happens,
I mean,
I just lose faith
I know
in
it's not gonna
football.
happen, lah.
It's not gonna happen, but
Yeah, I mean, it's not gonna happen, lah. But it's good to dream, bro. It's good to dream.
sure, bro. Anything, bro. Man, you are going to win the
Sure,
league this
sure.
year. Anything, I can say anything also. Yeah,
It's not over until it's over, like you said just now at the start of the show.
yeah. We're gonna win the Champions League.
If
We're
you
gonna
can
do the
dream of
double.
Champions League, why not? Because why not?
Why not? Mathematically, we can still win the league, no?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough delusion. Yeah, so I think Arsenal are well placed. Let's take a look at the other teams also in the running. So we can start off with my team, United. In what was an absolute horror show against City. First half was decent. I would really, I
Actually,
was
yeah, I was watching the
first
first
half was
half.
encouraging, very very encouraging because we took the game to City and we played well in I would say in small sections of the game. There were some parts we were actually better in possession than City, but the same old mistakes costing us rather, sorry, because yeah, Maguire at some point you just feel sad for the man. It's like he's just not good enough. I just feel like it's not even like I wouldn't even say he's not trying or anything. It's just he's trying, but he's just not good enough. Like it has come to that point, and I do not know why his
Rugby 2.0.
game. I don't know why his game has actually fallen off so much because I mean this is the guy who we were talking about, like he was world class in the Euros throughout the whole tournament, and now here we are talking about him as a liability for the whole squad. People are questioning his captaincy. There's rumors about there's this whole Portuguese side in the dressing room. I mean, yeah, the media are quite brutal when it comes to United right now. Any even hint of player unrest is blown out of proportion. I think Ragnick is handling it decently, but yeah, I don't think that's very good for the squad harmony and unity when your captain's pedigree is questioned time and again. So yeah, because of that, because of the disunity and like disjoint, both on the pitch and off the pitch, I just feel like it's going to be very difficult for us to mount any serious challenge for the top four. I would even go on to say as like Spurs are a better placed than us. Like, because yeah, I mean we are very inconsistent. Like I wouldn't say there's been a performance which I would say we convincingly won since Ragnick took over. I don't think there has been, very rarely have I seen. It's
I mean, to me,
I know here
I feel United's problem is the manager.
probably
It's
I
not
mean
having a good manager in place, which is what's causing. I mean, the
it's
thing
not
is,
about
at the
good
start of the
manager.
season,
It's more to do
see
with
the thing
the
about.
temporary nature of it. I would say like it's difficult because that's what they
I
did.
mean,
That's what they did when they appoint Ole. They put him as a caretaker manager first, and then after
yeah,
his stellar performances, they offered him the full time job. So they're doing the same thing now. I mean, they're not going to. They obviously aren't going to offer Ragnick the full time role because they already agreed on a consultant role, I think.
yeah.
So the problem with United is you need, when you have a manager, right, and he wants to implement his vision at a football club, it takes time. It really takes a lot of time. And with only very, very rare occasions like Tuchel, when he took over and won the Champions League, does something like that happen. But apart from that, even like you see Arteta, right? Right now, the reason why his team is blossoming was because he was given the time to implement his vision, his system, and he got the players he wanted. Ragnick was I mean, he may be a good manager. I don't think we've seen the best of him yet as a manager. I think we've seen at times, yes, we've seen some good tactical changes. I think which game was it? He brought on which game did we win recently? I can't remember exactly which game it was because
That just shows
it's
how bad the run has
yeah,
been.
it's just been very bad. Like there was one game he bought on I think Fred when Pogba was playing amazingly well and Fred scored and then we won the game in the end. So like there are certain games where he brings on a guy and they do well. Like I think he's the reason why Ilanga is blossoming for United right now.
Mm.
He scored a big goal in the Champions League round of 16. So I mean, yeah, I wouldn't say it's all that bad, but if you ask me, is it enough to mount a serious challenge for the top four? I would say not really. I think the only possible way for us to have a remote chance is if Chelsea really fall off really badly, which I highly doubt happening unless they lose all the big games. Because Chelsea, I think big games they haven't really they keep. I feel they have a lot of draws throughout the season, which is why they're not close to Liverpool or City. I think they did drop a lot of points throughout the season.
They have 8 draws.
Yeah, 8
It's the
draws,
most in the
correct?
top 4.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Same
they
as United, actually.
okay,
And
good stat.
surprisingly, Arsenal only had 3 draws, which is
Yeah,
on par with City.
Yeah, Arsenal only have 3. Wait,
Yeah,
no.
that's
Yeah,
that's
that's
a
losses.
Oh no. Yeah, correct. Arsenal only have 3 draws, same as City.
Yeah.
hmm.
I mean,
So, yeah. Yeah.
to me, the problem I see with United is that firstly, like you mentioned, they don't have stability. But secondly, I also feel that they bought a manager, like as a caretaker manager who's not able to handle the big players. That's my honest opinion of Ragnick. Because Ragnick, if you look at his CV, it's always been where he has been managing lower profile teams, lower profile players, where there's not a lot of media attention. There's less pressure to perform. And also, arguably, you could say that, maybe obviously those clubs give him time. And unfortunately, when you come to United or clubs which are generally big, time is not, which is usually given, unless like for exceptional circumstances like Arteta. I mean, honestly, I was surprised Arteta got such a long, tenure because there was a period, I think last season, we lost not lost, but we had 8 or 10 games without a win. And I honestly thought Arteta was gone then. But I mean, I'm just saying that in today's football, it's very hard for a manager to stay in the game for a long time.
It's
and I feel
difficult.
that's where, I feel that's where United's problem come, where they gave Ole time, and Ole wasn't able to manage the big players. He lost a bit of dressing room, there's rumors. But I feel at the end of the day, today, I still feel Ole would have done a better job than Ragnick, at least in terms of the play style. That's my honest opinion. Because under Ole, United weren't that bad. They just couldn't get the results.
I mean,
and of course, over time,
for me, it's
at the start of the season, it was pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie, but
yeah, I would just say this
honestly,
season
from what I've seen from,
I just feel like it's not a very fair comparison because Ragnick has only been given a few months, and the thing is, at a club like United or any club within the top 4, I would say, or top. Okay, we're not in top 4 right now, but top 6. Let's keep it as top 6.
The big 6.
The big 6, if you lose 4-1 against Watford and it is embarrassing for a club of our stature, honestly. Like even if it's like a one-off thing, it's fine, even we saw even in the German Bundesliga, like Bayern lost by a ridiculous scoreline, right? Quite some time back. So we do see that we do see that sometimes. But if it's a one-off result and overall, if you look at the overall consistency, it's fine, then it's okay. But it was a run of horrendous results, and the way we were playing was not working because he didn't know how to handle Ronaldo. I mean, the truth is he didn't know how to make an effective.
Ragnick's doing a good job.
At least I would say he has a vision on what he wants to play. He wanted to play his 4-2-2-2, which he did in Leipzig. And he is trying to implement that. I'm not necessarily saying that's
my counter argument to that would be.
But it's too short a barometer to gauge whether he is better than Ole or he's worse than Ole. Is what I feel.
Yeah, I'm not saying
it's
the
whole
better
issue
than Ole.
at this point. I just feel like you need someone who is a long-term solution for us, which is when we can actually fairly compare who was like the better manager, who could have managed the team better during this time. Like I just feel it's a bit unfair to
Yeah.
compare Ragnick's time
See,
against
see,
his.
I get your point, but my
Yeah.
point which I'm trying to make is that as a club of United stature, when you have all these players you have,
Mm-hmm.
firstly, when you look at Chelsea, I'll just give you Chelsea's example. The amount of time they change managers is like they're changing it every time.
Yeah.
And always, whenever they change a manager, they manage to get someone in who will give them short-term success. Now, I'm not saying that you should have won the league. I'm not saying that at all after what happened at the start of the season. But if you could have gotten a manager who was more suited to the players United have right now, like you look at Ragnick, Ragnick's philosophy is completely different from what United players are usually used to. A lot of high intensity, high pressing. And obviously, like I agree that it's going to take time to manage that. But if you're given a short term of like 7 to 8 months, would you rather get someone who's going to fit the profile of players better, who would get you at least top
Who
four
would have?
compared
So
to?
you're talking about at that point in time, should we have hired a permanent manager, or you're talking about having a short-term
No, I'm
manager?
saying a temporary manager. I mean,
So
okay, if you
who
get a
was a
permanent
better
manager, that's
option
even
there?
better.
I mean, that's the problem. That's the question here. Who was the better option available to us at that point in time? I don't think there was any better option. I think Ragnick was the best option because every other good manager was at a club.
Ragnick was taken by Lokomotiv Moscow. He was
He
in some
was,
role that they paid him out to come and manage him.
yeah, I
So
know,
it's not
but he
like he
was the
was
best.
available as the manager.
True, but I mean, I don't think there were better candidates per se out there. I mean, if you want to look at better candidates as a long-term solution,
I
Conte
mean, you
was
had
there.
Frank
But
Lampard,
people
okay,
weren't.
maybe Lampard wouldn't manage United.
No.
Probably.
I don't think. I mean, Lampard, he failed at Chelsea, so it won't make sense to hire another.
I wouldn't say he
it was-
really failed. He actually, you see, the thing about Chelsea, their barometer is too high. Even a short-term bad run of form, you're out. Trust me, if Tuchel had like maybe 5 games out, he's probably going to leave as well. But now, of course, there are new owners
I do
changing
know
and
that, but
everything.
I mean, definitely Lampard did have a bad run of results as well at his time at Chelsea. So it would just be hiring another Ole, and I don't think that would really please the fans. Also, it at the very least, Ragnick is someone who has some philosophy of football, has a clear vision, clear style of how he wants to implement. And United are typically more attacking and maybe not so much pressing per se. They like to play with speed, counter on the counter as well. And I mean, usually pressing football does provide you with some elements of that. So I would say it's not that bad an appointment at that point in time. It's just, I mean, for me, it's just a question of could we have gone for Conte at that point in time when he was available?
Yeah,
It was that's my issue.
Instead went for him.
Correct. So Spurs, they did have a.
Spurs went for a long-term prospect, whereas you guys went for short-term. And now I'm not saying that you guys did that. It's wrong to go for a short-term prospect. I just feel like if you were going for a short-term prospect, you should have hired someone who fits the club better than Ragnick does.
I don't think there was anyone else. That's the problem.
Actually, that's the thing. I don't think United went for a short-term prospect either, because from the day one when they started contacting Ralph Ragnick, they were clear that they wanted him to stay with the club at the consultant role or whatever.
I think that was Ragnick. That was Ragnick who negotiated that, by the way. Like he wanted to stay at the club for the longer term, as at least a consultant.
No, I thought it was
no. It was Ragnick. Ragnick wanted
to be the manager.
That was his condition. Like at the very least, he wanted.
So would
to
you kind of say that Ragnick kind of bribed United in a way to get a managerial job? I mean, you make it sound that
it was a win. It's a negotiation at the end of the day. United need a temporary manager. Ragnick can provide that, but Ragnick didn't want to be just used as a temporary manager. He wanted to be a part of the club, in some sense, at least to develop the young talents and stuff like. So his agreement is to be appointed as a consultant after he finishes his short-term tenure as a manager, and there's also a flip side to this. It's not all that bad appointing him as a temporary manager, because he will have a very good sensing of the dressing room and the atmosphere around it, and he will be in a very good position to advise as to who should be the next Man United manager. So that is also an advantage that comes with it, which I feel is less talked about. But I think overall, yeah, sorry.
Okay, so I just want to ask you, so would you completely write off this season? At the start, like when Ole went out, like let's say from there, would you have actually written off the entire season, not even get Champions League football and focus on your future? I mean, I see a lot of clubs done it. Arsenal kind of did that also. We were 8 for 2 years in a row. So, like, would you take that as a a good compromise. Maybe this season we let it off the hook and focus on next season.
I mean, we are Man United. We should be by logic. We were supposed to challenge for the league title this season. If you ask me, at the start of the season, that was what it's
I mean,
supposed
you
to be.
were one of the favorites by right.
Yeah, we signed the players where we filled the gaps in our squad. That's on paper at least we did face. We were doing well last season. Finishing second. Logically, we should have mounted a title challenge. It should have been a 3-horse race this season. If you ask me about logic, but football is a funny game. Everything changes. Suddenly, Ole loses the whole dressing room. That so-called dressing room, which was so united under him, suddenly 2 or 3 players come in, and then it's like he has no control over it, and the system goes haywire. We are not playing well. It's at some point you just don't know what to expect, and like there is not really an expectation at this point. I mean, as a Man United fan, all I want is our club to win a Premier League title. I mean, that's what I want us to do, and whatever steps take us close to that. I mean, I'm a fan of that, but right now I don't know if Ragnick's temporary appointment is going to really help in any way. It's too uncertain for me. I would have preferred if we had Conte because he's a proven winner. But what has done has been done. I just hope that we get a good manager in next season. I mean, we have Pochettino, Ten Hag. Pochettino hasn't won anything yet. Maybe he wins the Champions League with PSG this season. You never know. But I mean, then again, why would he leave, right? So there's a lot of
I mean, he's
permutation.
apparently unhappy in Paris though.
Yeah, the problem with Paris is because they are similar to Chelsea in terms of their managerial
Yeah.
model. Like they don't like to keep their managers for the long. It's not like a project kind of thing. Whereas at United, they do tend to back you a bit more. And I mean, there's no right or wrong way. I think but the truth is, fans do prefer a manager to stay for the long term because it's more of a. I mean, I can ask my fellow Liverpool fan here. I mean,
Stability basically.
yeah, they do love Klopp. And I mean, City as well. I mean, they have a very good affection with Pep as well. So I just feel like it's also the intangible is also slightly important in terms of getting the rapport with the manager and the fans. So I just hope we have a good manager, good long-term manager who will bring us in the right path. And silverware is where we're supposed to be. And hopefully we get that sooner rather than later.
Any suggestions for a new manager?
I
What's
would
your wish
say I would
list?
say I would say Ten Hag is my number one choice more than Poch, honestly, because Poch plays well. Yeah, he played well, but he hasn't won anything. That's a big issue for me.
At the
But
same
yeah, I
time,
mean,
Ten Hag is not proven in the Premier League.
yeah, it's going to be a trade-off either way. I think to be honest, I'll be okay with both. But if you ask me if I was the chief executive who is going to be hiring the next manager, I would probably give the job to Ten Hag because I just feel like he has done amazingly well with Ajax this season, and especially in the Champions League. I think that's what has impressed me the most. Even though I mean they lost the first leg, right? If I'm not wrong, I think I can't remember exactly what it was. But yeah, I mean, it's more to do with his overall performance this season. So yeah, I just
I
feel
mean,
like
he was the one who brought Ajax to the semi-finals. So
yeah.
the
Was it him?
yeah, it was him. It was Ten Hag.
Okay.
Ten Hag, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Ten Hag because he's been at Ajax for a pretty long time.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, to me, it's he's also learning English as well. He's apparently taking English courses, so yeah, why not?
Man's getting his hopes up.
Let's see. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, we didn't really talk much about Spurs. They recently beat Everton 5-0, who I think Everton are a good candidate
going
for
down.
relegation. They might, if Everton go down, oh my god. To think that they had Carlo Ancelotti and James Rodriguez last season. And then and now we're talking about them potentially being relegated. I mean, they're still outside the relegation zone, but it does look quite scary for them, I would say. Like, yes, the City game was a bit unfortunate for them, but it's 5-0 against Spurs is unacceptable if you ask me. I watched the goals. All the goals were very, very nicely worked by Spurs, but I mean, Everton not even on paper, I think they do have good players. Like I really do think they have good players. They are not 16th. Their team is not a 16th place team. they have good players in the squad, and they should be doing a lot better. I know, right? I know Lampard has all to do, and it's a bit unfair to face the blame. I mean, to put the blame on him, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's just unacceptable for me that. I mean, I just think Rafa has left the whole club in a mess, and yeah, for Everton, it's quite a kind of. I mean, I don't think the Tarun is worrying too much, but yeah, it will be a big
Actually, I'll
loss
be
to
a
the
bit
league
sad
if
if
they
they
get
go down.
relegated. Yeah, it will be
I'll be a
honestly.
bit sad. Yeah.
Rafa is like once the rate, always the rate.
Agent Rafa.
Agent Rafa is delivered.
Yeah, to think we Man U managed to draw with Everton as well. Yeah, start of the season. Yeah, for some reason I remember that. But yeah, so I think okay for Spurs, I think they have a decent chance. They went on this. They beat City, but then they lost to Burnley the subsequent week, and the next week they are banging Everton final. And I think Kane is finding form at the right time, and that is going to be key if they're going to be pushing for a top four place. I think it's going to be very, in my own opinion, I feel like Arsenal are going to take the top four spot, the fourth spot rather, and it's going to be a tussle between Spurs and United for the fifth place. I would say Spurs are slightly better placed because I would say they are playing well, even though I mean they I know they do lose, but even like the Burnley game, if you take a closer look at the highlights, they did create some good chances to score. I mean, Spurs are just Spurs. They just they managed to bottle it, and even Conte can't save them. So it's quite funny. If you see his interviews,
Yeah.
yeah, it's an honest
I think
assessment.
ultimately it's going to come down to three games: Arsenal, Spurs, Arsenal, United, and I don't know if Spurs are playing United.
Yeah, we're playing
I'm
the
not
next
too
week.
sure.
We're playing the next
Yeah,
week.
so yeah, it's these three games lah basically.
Yeah,
It's going to
going
come
to be
down to
a
it. And
correct.
we are forgetting West Ham also, bro. But
Correct, but
they're
I
in the
just
mix
feel
as
West
well.
Ham West Ham is going to be quite difficult for them to top
They
top
have
six maybe can no maybe can top six I think is possible, but
they have
fourth
Europe
is a
also, right?
bit
Do
sorry.
they? Do they have Europe?
Yeah,
West
they have
Ham?
Yeah, I think
they are
still
playing
in Europe.
They're playing Sevilla. I remember.
Oh yeah,
I remember.
okay. I think they'll be
So
out soon. Sevilla is
Sevilla is a pretty difficult game
yeah,
as well.
it's a hard
So
draw.
honestly, like if you ask me, I think the best place. I think all of us agree Arsenal are the best place. I think for fifth place, it's going to be very close between Spurs and United. West Ham an outsider chance, but I think I look at the league table. They've played the same number of games as United, so it's not going to be easy for them as well. But yeah, let's see how the top four unfolds. I mean, I would love to see Arsenal bottle it. Nothing would please me more than
Okay.
Arsenal bottling it. But I mean, I also like Arteta as a manager, so yeah, I have a bit
I
of
mean,
a
Arsenal
conflict
bottling
of.
is nothing new to me, lah.
I
Yeah,
feel like Chelsea
But I
bottling
don't know.
more
It's hard to explain. It feels different this time.
yeah, I think I do. I do understand where you're coming from because you guys are finally playing
Yeah.
some very good football, and not only against the smaller
I mean, in
teams,
the past
against
10
the
games, if
bigger.
you look at league form, Arsenal is above City in the league form.
Mm.
Arsenal
Yeah,
has
but
25 points, City has 25 as well
yeah, I mean
in 10
even
games.
United's form was pretty good, second to City or something. I remember seeing under Ragnick. Even though we have been our performances haven't been great in terms of results, we aren't that bad. So I don't think it's exactly a great barometer of gauge. But I think for you guys are putting in performances to go along with the results as well. So that's the positive you guys can take. And yeah, for you guys, I mean for Yash especially, hopefully it's enough for them to go over the line. Yeah, but I think we can end the episode here. All right. All right. Anyway, thanks so much, guys, for listening to us. I won't promise that we will upload next week, but we will try our best, our level best. Yeah, but any support is much appreciated, and yeah, continue supporting us, guys. We really, yeah, I mean, I know we do it for you guys, definitely, yes, but it would mean a lot more if you guys do constantly follow us on our social media pages like TikTok, Instagram. Yeah, and your support means a lot to us lah. And yeah, keep it coming. That's all I wanted to say. And yeah, thanks guys, and we'll see you in the next episode of the Next Team podcast. Bye bye.
Ciao guys.